We've all been in a classroom environment where there's been someone standing up in front just imparting information. But in facilitative learning, listening is really important. Could you tell us a little bit about why?
Listening is so important. It is one of the most important things a facilitator can do. We call it active listening. I call it listening with a natural curiosity. There's a quote, I may butcher it, that says, one of the main problems with communication is we listen to reply rather than listening to understand. And when you're facilitating, one of the most important things you can do is listen to understand. Allow your students to see the world as they see it. It doesn't have to be right, wrong, good, bad, but that's just where they are. And you're with students, cadets ranging from ages of 12 to 21. There's huge life changes in those few years. So they're going to be starting at a different place. And when a student participates, contributes, offers something, the best, most important thing we can do is engage with them. If someone contributes, I'll tend to walk towards them, maintaining eye contact, engaging with them. And I pay attention to what they say. I've been in situations where someone has the courage to contribute, especially if it's something maybe a little personal, and the instructor just goes, okay, and moves on. And I've seen that participant just energetically shrink back and almost disengage to a certain extent. So what we as facilitators want to do, need to do, is maybe rephrase what they said, acknowledge what they said. If it's something personal, thank them. Wow, thanks for sharing that. That might have been hard for you to share. Really appreciate that. And pay attention to what they said. And when you're doing that, what you do is you basically model that this environment is a safe space for everyone to contribute. And your ROEs at the beginning said we want everyone to participate. We're asking you to be vulnerable. That creates that space for your students to share and be vulnerable and feel safe and seen, heard, and valued, which if you can make your students feel seen, heard, and valued, then they will feel comfortable and they will feel safe to contribute. So another part of that is also inviting students to let you know if they don't understand or if they disagree. I'll ask my students at the beginning or invite them, hey, if I'm talking about a concept and maybe you're not quite understanding it or maybe you disagree with it, respectfully and professionally, let me know. Not contentious or trying to be difficult, but say, Ms. Erzin, I'm not quite sure what you're talking about, or that's not how I see it. Chances are another student or two in the classroom may also not understand or may also see it differently, because y'all are dealing with students from the ages of 12 to 21. Very different life experiences. So that's a big span where a 21-year-old is probably going to see life very different from a 12-year-old and vice versa. So allow them to ask a question or to say, I'm not sure I quite see it that way. Then make sure you actively listen, and listen with a natural curiosity. Allow them to see the world as they see it without having to make it right, wrong, good, bad, but it just is. Because real transformation begins when, okay, this is how I see it. Now I'm going to start making connections based on these conversations we're having and based on what it is you want me to better understand and how I can apply it to my life, whether it's in Civil Air Patrol or at home with the family or at school or sports. That transformation begins when I can start where I'm at. And that's what the active listening does, is it allows all the students to contribute and feel seen, heard, and valued, which creates that safe space. and they feel comfortable participating, and hopefully will be respectful of each other, which is all part of the rules of engagement that you set out in the beginning.
So as you come into your next squadron meeting where you're presenting, be thinking about the listening piece and how you can bring those listening skills not only to enhance what's going on in that classroom, but also because you're modeling for those cadets what it's like to be a leader, because leaders are listeners and listeners are leaders.